Listen to the winds of 2026, and you will hear the soft weeping of those who feel defeated by life. They complain about their enemies, they curse their bad luck, and they shrink before every obstacle that crosses their path. They want a life that is smooth, easy, and comfortable. But Christopher knows that a smooth sea never made a skilled sailor. To be a sovereign individual, you must realize that your enemies are not your problems, they are your personal trainers. Every attack directed at you is a gift of energy. Every insult is a test of your internal fortress. In 2026, the most dangerous man is the one who has learned to harvest the hate of others and turn it into the steel of his resolve. Think of a fire, a small flame is extinguished by the wind, but a massive blaze is only fueled by it. You must become that blaze. When the world tries to push you down, you must use that downward pressure to spring even higher. The architecture of your destiny requires a foundation built on the very stones your enemies threw at you. If you are not facing resistance, you are not moving. To be truly powerful, you must stop avoiding the struggle and start welcoming it as the ultimate source of your alchemy. The common man views an enemy as a threat to his peace. But Christopher views an enemy as a mirror that reveals his own hidden weaknesses. If someone can anger you, they own you. If someone can distract you, they control you. But if you can remain as still as a mountain while the storm rages around you, you have achieved a level of dominance that no weapon can shatter. In 2026, influence is won by those who cannot be shaken. Your enemies are providing you with the most valuable data in existence, they are showing you exactly where your armor is thin. Do not hate them for it, thank them. Use their aggression to sharpen your focus. Use their betrayal to strengthen your discernment. The alchemy of adversity is the art of taking the lead of human malice and turning it into the gold of strategic superiority. When you stop fighting the reality of opposition and start utilizing it, you become an unstoppable force. You are no longer playing their game, you are using their moves to build your own kingdom. In the high-speed chaos of 2026, the world expects you to react instantly. They want you to strike back, to defend your ego, and to exhaust your resources in petty battles. But Christopher teaches the art of strategic patience. An attack only has power if it finds a target that is willing to bleed. When you refuse to be affected, the attack loses its momentum and returns to the sender with double the force. This is the alchemy of non-reaction. By remaining silent and observant, you force your adversary to reveal their entire hand. They will grow frantic, they will make mistakes, and they will eventually collapse under the weight of their own aggression. Your patience is not a sign of weakness, it is the ultimate psychological trap. While they are burning their energy in a frantic display of hostility, you are quietly consolidating your power. You are calculating, you are refining, and you are waiting for the precise moment when a single move from you will end the entire conflict. In 2026, the man who can outlast his enemies is the man who inherits the future. The architecture of influence requires you to be comfortable in the shadows of conflict. Most people run toward the light of public approval, but the sovereign individual knows that true strength is forged in the dark, under the pressure of intense opposition. Every time you are criticized, you are being given a chance to practice absolute self-possession. Every time you are excluded, you are being given the solitude necessary to sharpen your vision. Do not be afraid of being the villain in someone else's story. If you are building something of substance, the mediocre will always view you as a threat. Their resentment is the tax you pay for being extraordinary. Christopher smiles at the sound of his critics, for their noise is the proof that he is still moving forward. If you have no enemies, it means you have stood for nothing. But if you are surrounded by resistance, it means you are occupying space that the system wants back. Hold that space. Expand it. Turn the friction of their hate into the heat that powers your ascent. Pain is the most potent energy source known to man, yet most people spend their lives trying to escape it. In 2026, the culture of comfort has made men soft. They run to distractions, to substances, and to shallow pleasures the moment they feel the sting of adversity. But Christopher understands that pain is a sacred messenger. It is the soul's way of telling you that your current state is no longer sufficient. It is the call to evolve. Instead of numbing the pain, you must harness it. You must take the energy of your setbacks, the sting of failure, the burn of rejection, and pipe it directly into your work. Let your sleepless nights become the foundation of your empire. Let your broken heart become the source of your deepest empathy and your strongest resolve. The alchemy of adversity is about transformation, not avoidance. You do not survive the fire, you become the fire. When you reach this level of mastery, there is nothing the world can do to stop you, because everything it throws at you only makes you larger. Think of the great creators who shaped the history of 2026. They were not the ones who had it easy. They were the ones who were forged in the coldest winters and the harshest deserts. Their genius was not a gift of luck, it was a byproduct of their endurance. Christopher stands before you today to tell you that your greatest struggles are actually your greatest assets. The person who has never suffered has no depth. The person who has never been attacked has no armor. But you who are standing in the middle of the storm, you are becoming a masterpiece. Every scar on your character is a line of poetry in the story of your victory. Stop asking why this is happening to you, and start asking how this can serve you. When you shift your perspective from victim to alchemist, the entire universe begins to conspire in your favor. Even the obstacles are revealed to be hidden stairways. Even the enemies are revealed to be the very people who will inadvertently carry you to the finish line. There is a profound power in being the only person in the room who is not afraid of the chaos. In 2026, fear is the primary currency of the system. It wants you to be afraid of the economy, afraid of your neighbors, and afraid of your own potential. But Christopher has mastered the art of being unshakable. This is the ultimate form of influence. When everyone else is panicking, your calm becomes a magnetic force. People will look to you for direction not because you have a title, but because you have peace. This peace is not the absence of conflict, it is the presence of absolute internal order. You have done the work. You have faced the shadows. You have turned your demons into your disciples. Now, as the world of 2026 begins to fracture under the weight of its own illusions, you stand as a monolith of clarity. Your sovereignty is your shield, and your silence is your sword. You do not need to argue with the noise of the world. You simply need to outlast it. True dominance is quiet. It does not need to boast, and it does not need to threaten. It simply exists. By mastering the alchemy of adversity, you have removed the world's ability to hurt you. If pain makes you stronger, and enemies make you sharper, then what is there left to fear? You are now playing a game where you cannot lose, because even a loss is just more raw material for your success. This is the secret of the masters throughout time. They did not pray for lighter burdens, they prayed for stronger backs. And once their backs were strong enough, they realized that the burdens were actually the wings that would allow them to fly. Christopher sees the weight you are carrying, and he tells you, do not put it down. Carry it until it becomes a part of you. Carry it until it transforms you into something that the year 2026 has never seen before. A man who is truly, utterly, and dangerously free. As we close this 40-second lesson, look at the challenges ahead of you not as barriers, but as the raw ore of your future glory. The alchemy is complete when you no longer recognize the person you used to be. The man who was afraid of conflict is dead. The man who was easily offended has vanished. In their place stands a sovereign architect, a master of the storm, a man who knows that his value is forged in the very fires that consume the weak. In 2026, your legacy will not be defined by how much wealth you accumulated, but by how much pressure you were able to withstand without breaking. You are the gold that has been purified by the heat of life. You are the diamond that has been created by the weight of the world. Christopher stands as a witness to your transformation. The enemies have done their job. The pain has served its purpose. Now, it is time for you to step into the light of your own creation. The dawn of your empire is here, and it is more beautiful than anything you could have imagined in the safety of your comfort. Go forth, embrace the friction, and remember, you are the alchemist. Everything you touch must turn to power. The lesson is complete. The path is clear. The empire is yours to command.